ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, dear devotees, for your continued association. We are continuing our reading of Sri Caitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. We are reading from the Ādi Khaṇḍa, chapter 12. And I don't remember where Amarendra Prabhu stopped last time. Was it Amarendra Prabhu or I gave the class? I don't remember. But wherever the bookmark is, I will start from here. So we are reading how Sri Nimai Pandit, our Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is around 16 years old or so. He is married to Srimati Lakshmi Priya Devi. He is living with Srimati Lakshmi Priya Devi and Shachi Mata in Navadvip. He is a grahastha and he's enjoying his pastimes. He's a teacher. He's a teacher of Vyakaran, Sanskrit Vyakaran. And he has his students. He's teaching in the house of Sanjay Mukunda and he's having wonderful pastimes. So today, Shri Shachi Nandana, Shri Nimai Pandit, he's enjoying his pastimes in Nadia. And one day he went to the house of a cloth weaver. In those days, there was no cloth market in the sense that we know it today. There were no industries and factories producing cloth. There were small time weavers who would weave cloth in their homes. And their home would be the shop. Very simple lifestyle. This is 500 years ago, before the industrialization. So one day, Sri Nimai Pandit, he went to the house of a weaver. And a weaver is called Tantu Vair. Tantuvai. Tantuvai means a weaver. And what did Nimai do after going to the house of the weaver? Bhala vastra ana prabhu bolaye vachana tantuvaya vastra ani lena se ikshana. So this is Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Ādi Khaṇḍa, chapter 12, verse number 109. Verse number 109. So Nimai Prabhu told the weaver that Bhala vastra an. Oh, please bring me a nice cloth. Bhala means good. Bring me a nice piece of cloth. And Tantuvaya vastra anilena se kshana. Tantuvaya means the weaver. Anukshana means se kshana means immediately. He got vastra anilena. Immediately he went and got the best cloth that he had. Prabhu bole e vastrera ki mulya laye tantuvaye bole tumi apane ye diva. So when Nimai said, what is the cost of this nice garment you are giving me? Nimai replied, when Nimai asked, the weaver replied, whatever you want to give, you give. Mulya kari bole Prabhu ebe kari nai. Tanti bole dashe pakshe diyo ye gosai. After settling the price, Nimai said to the weaver, I don't have any money right now. The weaver said, oh Gosai, no problem. You can give it to me even after 10-15 days, no problem. Dashe pakshe, 10-15 days you give me, no problem. Vastralaya para tumi parama santoshe pache tumi kadi more diyo samaveshe. Take the cloth and happily wear it. The weaver told Nimai, take this cloth and happily wear it. You can pay me whenever you please. Tantuvaye prati prabhu shubha drishti kari uthile na giya prabhu goyalar puri. Nimai was very happy with the weaver, his service attitude. So he glanced at him very mercifully and then continued to go to the house of a cowherd person. Vasilena Mahaprabhu Gopera Duyare Brahmana Sambandhe Prabhu Parihasa Kare. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then sat down on the veranda of this cowherd boy and started making fun of the activities of the Brahmanas. So this cowherd boy was a Vaishya. And Nimai went and sat in his veranda and started making fun of all the Brahmanas. Prabhu bole, are beta, dadhi dugdaan, aji tora gharera la imu mahadan. Nimai told the cowherd boy, oh son, bring me some milk and yogurt. Are beta, dadhi dugdaan. So Nimai is, the cowherd boy must be younger than him. So Nimai out of affection is calling him a child. Are beta, दूध और दही लेके आओ. Aji tora gharera laimu mahadan. Today I am going to accept charity from your house. I am going to accept a great charity from your house. As a Brahman, he had the right to do that. Gopavrinda dekhe yena sakshata madana sambrame dilena ani uttama asana. When the cowherd men, they saw Nimai, they thought that he was sakshata madana. He looked beautiful like the Cupid. Very beautiful. They were very attracted. So, Sambrame Dilena Ani Uttama Asana. Sambrame means with great respect. With great respect, they went and got a Uttama Asana, the best asana there. So, this is a very important instruction for all of us. In deity worship, in offering Krishna, we should use the best that we have. Sometimes people make their altar in some cupboard in the kitchen, in one rack in the kitchen, or in a cupboard, they keep it closed and in some corner of the house. No, the deities should have a very nice room. The deities should be kept either in the center of the house, where they are virajman, where they are present as the owners of the house, in the most prominent part of the house. Or they should have their own room, which is very nice. So we should give the best to Krishna. So they went and got Uttama Asana. Not that, okay, Krishna, this Nimai wants to sit, let's take any cloth and give it to him. Everything best. Food best. Room best. Facilities best. Everything we should give best to Krishna. That is our method of worship. That we offer everything best. In Caitanya Charitamrita, there is a description of Raghav Pandit. He would travel great if he came to know that in a particular area of Bengal, the best quality coconuts are found. Even though that place may be 100, 200 miles away. In those days, Raghav Pandit would walk and go to that place and get the best coconuts. If he came to know that in Afghanistan, there are the best quality dates, he would somehow request some travelers that, hey, I really want those dates from Afghanistan. And he would give them a lot of money. You're going there, when you come back, please bring the best dates for my deities. He had deities of Jagannath, Krishna, and Mahaprabhu. And he would offer Mahaprabhu all these best items. Flowers also, if he came to know that in a particular garden, the best quality flowers are there, he would go spend a lot of money and get. And once a servant, he had got the best paraphernalia, Raghav Pandit, and then everything was cooked, and the servant was simply carrying the plate inside a temple to offer it to Mahaprabhu and Krishna. And while opening the door of the temple, he touched the top part of the door where there may be some dust. So he opened the door, so his hands became dusty, and with that same hand, he touched the bhoga plate that was going to be offered to Krishna. And Raghav Pandit saw that. He immediately said, no, now that offering has become polluted. Please throw it. Even though it was all very expensive item. He said, no, now it is not offerable to Krishna. You cannot offer Krishna some dirt and dust from top of the door. You should not have touched that dirty part and then touched the plate. Now we have to cook again. So again, Raghav Pandit cooked and then offered something very pure. So this is what we learn. We should offer everything best to Krishna. So, Brahmana Sambhra. What is that? हाँ, उत्तम आसन. संभ्रमे दिलेना आणि उत्तम आसन. गोप वृंद देखे ये न साक्षात मदन. प्रभु संगे गोप गण करे परिहास. मामा मामा बलि सबे करये संभाष. केह बोले चल मामा भात खाई गिया. कोन गोप कांधे करी जाय घरे लैया. So these cowherd boys, cowherd men, they began to joke with Nimai Pandit. Prabhu sange gopagana kare parihas. Parihas means they were joking with him. And they addressed him as what? Mama. They addressed him as maternal uncle, mother's brother, Mama. They addressed him as Mama and said, Mama Mama bale sabe karaye sambhash. Keha bole chala Mama bhata khai giya. Let's go and eat some rice. Come Mama, let's go eat some rice. Then one of them took Nimai on his shoulder. Kona gopa kandhe kari jai ghare laiya, and carried him to his house. Oh Mama ji, come on, you sit nicely. We don't have a palanquin to take you, but you sit on my shoulders. And carried him to his house. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada explains in the purport, the phrase Mama Mama Bali is explained as follows. The cowherd men, now listen carefully, the cowherd men in Nadia, they addressed Nimai as their maternal uncle. In the Hindu community of Bengal, all inferior castes accept the superiority of the Brahmanas. So these are Gopavrinda, these are cowherd men. They are Vaishyas, and Nimai is Brahman. So they accept superiority of the Brahman. That is why the lower castes address male members of the upper caste Brahman families as Dada Thakur, even today. So they call them Dada Thakur. Since the cowherd ladies were accustomed to addressing Nimai as Dada Thakur, so now all the gopis, the cowherd ladies who were giving doodh and dahi to Nimai, they called him Dada Thakur. Because all these cowherd ladies, they are Vaishya ladies. And Nimai is Brahman, so he is higher caste, so they called him Dada Thakur. So if all the mothers are calling Nimai Dada, so the Gopas, because their mothers are calling Nimai Dada, so they are calling him Mama, the elder brother of our mother, like that. Since the cowherd ladies were accustomed to addressing Nimai as Dada Thakur or elder brother, their cowherd sons sweetly address Nimai as Mama. Mama, maternal uncle, according to family relationship. Since Nimai addressed the boys as Beta, as sons, they were on the level of his son, like nephews. So now it makes perfect sense. Prabhu bole are beta dadhi dugdha ana aji tora ghare ralai mumada Gopa vrinda dekhe yena sakshat madana Sambhrame dilena ani uttama asana Keha bole jata bhata ghare ramaro purve ye khaila mane nahi ka tomar. Another cowherd boy told Nimai, don't you remember how you previously ate all the rice in my house? Saraswati satya kahe gopa nahi jane Hase Mahaprabhu Gopa Ganera Vachan. Somehow this boy said, hey, don't you remember? Mama. He's calling Nimai Pandit Mama. Don't you remember? Previously you ate all the rice in my house. Now, Srila Vrindavan Thakur is saying, Saraswati Satya Kahe Gopa Nahi Jane. Although the cowherd boys did not realize it, but by the grace of the transcendental goddess of learning, Shri Saraswati Devi, whatever that cowherd boy, Gopa, spoke was actually true. Saraswati Satya Kahe Gopa Nahi Jane. Meanwhile, Nimai simply smiled at their words. Hase Mahaprabhu Gopa Ganera Vachane. What is the meaning of this? Let me give you the ability to unmute. Raise your hand if you can explain. What is Sri Vrindavan Thakur saying here? How it is true? Anybody wants to guess? So, Nimai, who is Krishna, is eating in the house of the cowherd boys. And then he's saying, the cowherd boys are saying, oh Nimai, oh Mama, previously you have come and you have eaten everything. Okay, let's read Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's purpose. The cowherd boys conjectured that in his previous pastimes as Krishna, Nimai had accepted cooked rice from the houses of the cowherds. Their conjecture regarding Nimai was actually the truth. Because as friends, many times Krishna would go to their homes of Madhumangal, Shridham, Sudham, Stoka Krishna, Ujjwal, Subal. Krishna would go to their house and they would share their tiffins also. They would share their food. They would eat from each other's plate. So their conjecture regarding Nimai was actually the truth. Hearing their humorous proposal, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu was unable to conceal his internal feelings and slightly smiled. In spite of the simple-minded cowherd boys' ignorance, Shuddha Saraswati Devi made the truth appear on their tongues through their words. Just 1 second, let me quickly take that. Hare Krishna. Dugdha grita dadhi sara sundara vani santoshe prabhure sab gopadeyani. All the gopas, all the cowherd men, then happily offered what? Dugdha, milk, ghrita means ghee, dadhi, yogurt, sara means cream, makhan, and sundara, navani. Navani means butter. So cream, so here cream refers to the sai on the milk, and navani means yogurt that is churned into butter, makhan. Goya la kulere prabhu prasanna haiya gandhavani kera ghare uthile na giya. After being satisfied by the gopas, the Lord went to the house of a perfume merchant. So the gopas happily offered Krishna. Nimai only asked for milk and yogurt, but they gave milk, they gave yogurt, they gave butter, they gave cream, they gave ghee. So this is bhakti. Bhakti means to give Krishna more than what Krishna has asked. And today is Ram Navami, and we learn this from the example of Hanumanji. Lord Ramachandra asked Hanumanji to simply find out where Sita is and give a message that, hey Sita, I am coming. I am coming to rescue you. Very soon we will be reunited. After Ravan had abducted Srimati Sita Devi, Sri Ramachandra was using everything he had to find Srimati Sita Devi. He sent his army in all the directions. So when Hanumanji found Srimati Sita Devi, Hanumanji not only found out exactly where Sita is, she is in Lanka, she is in the Ashok Vatika, sitting under a tree, surrounded by Rakshasis. He found out this information. He found out how to go to Lanka, how to reach Lanka, how far it is into the ocean from the Indian subcontinent, how to enter Lanka, how to breach the walls of Lanka. He not only gave the message of Lord Ramachandra to Srimati Sita Devi, he not only encouraged and gave hope to Srimati Sita Devi, but he also received the jewel from Sita to give it to Ram. So Ram will be 100% convinced that yes, Hanumanji has found the real Sita. And he took a verbal message from Sita Devi, again to prove to Lord Ram that I have found the real Sita. Because Ravan could have created a fake Sita, or Hanuman, who had never seen Sita before, could have mistaken another woman for Sita. How would Lord Ram know? It is Naravat Leela. It is human-like pastimes that Lord Ramchandra has performed in Ramayana. So he is acting like a human being. So how will Lord Ram know that Hanumanji has found the real Sita? So Sita told a very secret, confidential story to Hanumanji, which previously only Sita and Ram knew. So after hearing this story, Lord Ramchandra will be convinced that he has found the real Sita. Also, Sita Devi gave a jewel from her hair that Janak Maharaj had given to her at the time of their wedding. And Lord Ramachandra knew about this jewel. So she took out that jewel from her hair and gave it to Hanumanji. So Hanumanji, when he gives it to Lord Ram will 100% know that Hanumanji has found the real Sita. So Hanumanji not only did all this, but Hanumanji also gave the message of Lord Ram to Ravan. And he destroyed the vast Rakshas army. He killed so many of the Rakshasas, including one of the sons of Ravan, Akshay Kumar. He killed him. He killed Jambu Mali, the caretaker of the gardens of Lanka, and so many other Rakshas he killed. So by killing them, he's making the war a little bit easier. So when there is a war in the future, Ravan's army will not be so big. And he burnt Ravan's Lanka also to teach him a good lesson and to break down the morale of Ravan, so that when Ravan comes into battle, he will be scared. So, Sukshma Rupa Dhari Siyahi Dikhawa, Bikat Rupa Dhari Lanka Jara. He showed a very small, tiny, cute form to Sita Devi. But for Ravan, he became Bajrang Bali. So that is first class Das, first class servant. A third class servant tries to do what the master has told. A third class disciple tries to accomplish what Shri Guru has ordered, tries but is not able to do it. A second class servant tries to do what Shri Guru has told and is able to do it, succeeds. But a first class servant is one who tries to do what Shri Guru has told, does that and does more service. That is first class servant. So here Nimai asked only for Dugdha Dahi, but he got Dugdha Grita Dahi Sara Sundara Navani Santoshe Prabhure Sab Gopa Deya Ani. With great happiness they gave Nimai, and Nimai with great happiness accepted all the love. So that is the lesson that we should. Krishna consciousness means to do what has been told, but to do more. Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayashyati. But we should not be satisfied just offering Krishna tulsi leaves, some nice water, some fruits, and some flowers. That is minimum, but we should do more. We should offer Krishna nice puri, nice rabdi, things like that. That is first class servant. Srila Prabhupada says chant 16 rounds at least every day and follow the 4 regulative principles. So we should not only do that, but we should try to do more than that. We should try to chant more than that. We should try to chant 64 rounds. Today is Ram Navami. We can take a vrat that I will chant at least 64 rounds every day from today. And if not, then at least 20 rounds. If we are chanting 16 rounds, we can go to 20 rounds. If we are doing 20 rounds, we can go to 25 rounds, something like that. 32 rounds, 48 rounds. But we should increase. We should increase our rounds. At least whatever is our age, we should do more than that. If we are 16 years old, then we should at least chant 16 rounds. If we are 20 years old, we should at least chant 20 rounds. If we are 60 years old, we should at least chant 60 rounds. That is the minimum every day. So that is, we should try to be good servants, good disciples. Guru Maharaj said minimum 16, we should try to do more. Prabhupada said at least 20 to 30 minutes you should read my books every day. We should try to read for 1 hour every day. Srila Prabhupada said that you should wake up at 4 o'clock. And by 4:30 you should do Mangal Arati and you should be ready. So we should try to wake up at 3:30. That is a sincere devotee. Now, after having this wonderful reciprocation with the Gopas, with the cowherd community of Navadvip, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is going ahead. Goyala kulera Prabhu prasanna hayya gandha vanikera ghare uthilena giya. Now he went to the house of a vanik. Vanik means a businessman, merchant. Being satisfied with the Gopas, Lord Vishwambhar, Nimai Vishwambhar, went to the house of a vanik, a merchant. What did Nimai do there? Sambhrame vanika kare charane pranama Prabhu bole are bhai bhala gandha an. So, Sambhrame vanika kare charane pranam. Very respectfully, Sambhrame means with respect, very respectfully, the merchant offered his obeisances at Nimai's lotus feet. Charane pranam. Prabhu bole are bhai bhala gandha an. Nimai told the vanik, the merchant, oh brother, please get me a first class perfume, a very good quality perfume. Bhala, again, bhala means good. Divya gandha vanika nila tata kshana kimulya laipa bole Shri Shachi Nanda. Divya gandha vanika a nila tata kshana. Immediately the vanik, he brought Divya Gandha, very nice fragrant perfume. Ki mulya laiba, bole Shri Sachinandana. And Shri Sachinandana asked, what is the price you are asking for this perfume? Vanik bola ye tumi jana mahashaya, toma sthane mulya ki nite yuktahaya. The merchant replied, you know, my dear sir, you know, it is befitting for me. Is it befitting for me to take money from you? The Vanik is saying, is it proper that I take money from you? You are calling me brother. Why should I take money from you? Aji gandha pari ghare yatha thakura, kali jadi gaye gandha thakaye prachura, duile o jadi gaye gandha nahi chhade, tabe kadi diyo more jei chitte pade. Very beautiful. But even if Nimai, you want to give me something, I don't want to ask anything from you for this perfume, but even if you want to give me something, today you apply this fragrant oil. Enjoy the fragrance. Apply this oil. You go home. And tomorrow, after you take your bath, if the fragrance still remains on your body, then you pay me whatever you like. But you don't have to pay me anything now. Etabali apane prabhura sarva ange gandha deya vani kana jani kona range. After saying this, the merchant, he took the perfume oil and himself, his own hand, he started applying perfume to all the limbs of Nimai's body. Happily, very happily, he was doing this. Range means with great happiness. Sarva bhuta hridaye akarshe sarva mana serupa dekhiya mugdha nahe kona jana. Nimai is Paramatma, super soul, in the heart of all living entities. Therefore, he attracts everyone's mind. He's all attractive. Sarva akarshitahi iti Krishna. Krishna is one who attracts everyone. What to speak of Gaur Krishna? Because Gaur Krishna has the complexion of Srimati Radhika Rani. So what to speak? How attractive is Gaur Krishna? And he has the bhav also of Srimati Radharani. Radharani's bhav is so beautiful. So beautiful. Even better than Krishna. Please understand one thing. We chant Radhanam. We should not think that chanting the name of Srimati Radharani, Radha, 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 Shri Radha, Shri Radha, Shri Radha, Shri Radha, we do Radhanam Kirtan. We should not think that there is any difference between Radha and Krishna. We should never think that, oh, the Shastras say Harer Naam, Harer Naam. The Shastras say Kaler Dosha Nidhi Rajan Ashtiyo Ka Mahan Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vraje. I have to do Krishna Kirtan. That is the recommendation of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the recommendation of Shastra. Where is Radharani's name mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam? Where is it mentioned that we should chant Radhana? We should chant Krishna now. We should not think like this. This is not a thought of a mature devotee. One should not think that there is any difference between Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna eka atma dui deha dhari anyonne vilasas rasa aswadana kari. Radha Krishna eka atma. There is no difference between Radha and Krishna. What is that? Radha Purna Shakti Krishna Purna Shaktiman Dui Vastu Bhedanahi Shastrera Praman. Radha Purna Shakti Krishna Purna Shaktiman Dui Vastu Bhedanahi Shastrera Praman. There is no difference between Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shakti Rasmad Ekatmanam Api Bhuvi Pura. For eternity they are one. Radha and Krishna are actually one. But for the sake of Leela, they have Bhedam Gataut. They have already appeared as two. Although they are one, they appear as two. For the sake of Leela. So Radha and Krishna, there is no difference. One Tattva. Radha and Krishna are one. But to have a relationship, to have loving exchanges, they appear in two forms. Supreme Personality of Godhead in a male form is Krishna. Supreme Personality of Godhead in a female form is Sri Radha. There is no difference. Radha Krishna Eka Atma. Dui Deha Dhari. Dui Deha Dhari. They are one, but they are eternally in two forms. Radha and Krishna. There is no difference between Radha and Krishna. We should not think that there is any difference between, if I chant Krishna Nam, I am safe. I don't know what Radha Nam will do. There is no praman in the Shastra. This is not a good intelligence. We should not think like that. Krishna is Radha and Radha is Krishna. So what is the difference? There is some difference between Radha and Krishna. In Tattva, there is no difference. Philosophically, there is no difference. But in terms of rasa, there is a difference. In terms of the relationships of devotion, in terms of love, relationship of love, there is a difference between Radha and Krishna. What is that? Krishna's love, Krishna's prem, Krishna's joy, which is Krishna's ahlad, Krishna's mercy, Krishna's karuna, appear as Shri Radha from Krishna's heart. It is there in Garga Samhita. Krishna's love, Krishna's mercy, and Krishna's bliss, Krishna's joy, ahlad, manifests in a form as Shri Radha. Srimati Radharani is the manifestation of Krishna in the form of all beauty, all joy, Ladini Shakti, ahlad, all mercy, all compassion, all love, prem. Krishna Premamayi Radha. Krishna Premamayi Radha. Radharani is Premamaya. So therefore, Shri Radha is more important to us than Krishna. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has said, standing on the banks of Shri Radha Kund, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada has said, actually we are all kinkari, manjari, maid servants of Shri Radha. As far as we chanting Krishna Nam, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. As far as we chanting Hare Krishna, means Radha Krishna, Hare Ram, means Radha Raman is concerned, we are doing it only for the sake of Shri Radha's pleasure. Because Radharani likes to hear the name of her Krishna, the name of her Ramana, Radha Ramana. She likes to hear. So we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For Shri Radha's pleasure. We are interested in Krishna only because Srimati Radharani loves Krishna. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said. In his Thasak as the maid servant of Shri Radha, in his firmly established faith that I am Radha Dasi, I am Radha Kinkari. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, the only reason we are interested in Krishna is because of his relationship with Shri Radha. We belong to Shri Radha. Because we belong to the personification of all bhakti, devotion, the personification of all love, the personification of all compassion, all mercy. Once, a very sinful person came to Shri Barsana Dham. He is perhaps the most sinful person in the entire Mahabharata. Even more sinful than Duryodhana and Karna and Dushasana. Who is this? Ashwathama. He is someone that even Duryodhana rejected. After Ashwathama killed Drishtadumna in his sleep, who is Draupadi's brother, and he killed the 5 sons of Draupadi in their sleep. After the Kurukshetra war was over, they were sleeping at night. They were defenseless. He came and with his sword, he chopped off their heads at night. Draupadi's brother, Drishtadumna, to take revenge for killing Dronacharya, who was Ashwathama's father, and then killing the 5 sons of Draupadi, thinking them to be the 5 Pandavas. In their sleep, he beheaded and killed them, Ashwathama. And then he went to Duryodhana and told him what he had done. Duryodhana said, "You are so sinful. Why did you kill these young boys? They were teenagers and they were sleeping. They were helpless. They couldn't defend themselves. You should have known better. Even I am disgusted with you," Duryodhana said. "Go, don't show me your face. Go away." So Ashwathama, who tried to kill Parikshit Maharaj when he was in the womb of his mother Uttara, who shot the Brahmastra weapon at Arjun, this sinful Ashwathama, he was forgiven by Srimati Draupadi Devi, even though she had just lost her only brother and only 5 sons that she had. All her children were killed by Ashwathama, this one man. And Arjun and Bhim had captured him and they were willing to kill him and punish him. And Draupadi Devi said, "I am feeling so much pain because I have lost all my 5 sons. I don't want Kripi to experience that same pain and suffering." Kripi was the wife of Dronacharya. She has lost her husband. Now all she has is this one son, Ashwathama. If you kill Ashwathama, then Kripi will cry just like I am crying. I am crying because I lost my sons. I don't want Kripi, who is our Guru Ma. Because Dronacharya is your Guru. Draupadi is telling Bhim and Yudhishthir and Arjun and Nakul and Sahdev. He is your Guru, Dronacharya. His wife is your Guru Patni, Kripi, the sister of Kripacharya and the wife of Dronacharya. You should not make her cry now. Because if she loses her only son, when Dronacharya was cremated, Kripi, his wife, wanted to go sati. Because the fire of separation from one's husband was more painful than the physical fire. She wanted to go sati. But she did not go sati because she wanted to be there for Ashwathama. So the only reason Kripi did not go sati and stayed back is for Ashwathama. And now if you kill Ashwathama, then it will be worse than death for Kripi. I don't want her to cry. So let Ashwathama go. Free him. Now Draupadi could say this because actually Draupadi Devi is a very confidential maid servant of Srimati Radharani. Nobody knows this, but this is a fact. Draupadi Devi is a most confidential servant of Srimati Radharani. This is the opinion of our acharyas. You see, from Vrindavan, all these devotees, they appeared in various roles to serve Krishna. Devotees from Vrindavan also came. For example, there is a Arjuniya Gopi who came as Arjun, the Pandav Arjun. And similarly, Draupadi also belongs to Radharani. Therefore, you see, eternally, these brothers, Pandavas, they are doing tapasya on the bank of Shamkund, which is Shamkund, Radhakund. They are in the heart of Shri Vrajdham. And we find the Pandavas there, the highest place. Srila Rupa Goswami says Radhakund, Shamkund are the highest place for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And that's where the Pandavas are there in the form of those 5 trees. Now only 1 tree is visible. So the point is, the Pandavas are very confidential servants of Krishna. And where even the Pandavas could not do, what even the Pandavas could not do in terms of devotion, that at every step we see Srimati Draupadi Devi did. Always she is seen as a superior devotee of Krishna than her husbands also. Draupadi Devi is a more confidential servant of Krishna than even the Pandavas. When Durvas Muni came, Yudhishthira Maharaj was helpless. He went to his wife. Can you save the situation? Draupadi simply called. Durvasa sova kyamupetya Krishna sacha bravita kanana vasinisham anta pravishtam manasa juhava govinda damodara madhaveti. The 5 brothers were busy playing Dyutta Krida. gambling game. They did not even take permission from Krishna before accepting that invitation. They did not remember Krishna, at least not externally. But who was it who made Krishna appear there? It was Draupadi Devi. Agre kuruna matha pandavana dushasanena ritavastrakesha Krishna tadakro shadananyanatha Govinda damodar madhaveti. No one could see Krishna. Only Draupadi Devi could see Krishna in the Kuru Sabha when he appeared as her cloth. Dushasan said, as he was pulling Draupadi's sari, ये नारी की सारी है या ये सारी की नारी है? Is this the sari of a nari? Is this the sari of a lady? Or या ये सारी की नारी है? Or is this lady made up of, composed of sari? Because there is so much sari coming endless, it's not ending on. It's not that Draupadi Devi only remembered Krishna at the end, when everything else failed. Her strength failed, the husbands did not come to help, Bhishma Dev did not help, Dronacharya did not help, Dhritarashtra did not help. Her tarka did not work, her arguments with Dushasan and Duryodhana and Karna did not work. When everything failed, she was pulling with her hands, pulling the sari with her teeth, holding it with her teeth. Nothing helped, nothing worked. Then in the end, she raised her hand and said, Govinda Dwarakavasi, Krishna Gopi Janapriya. No, this is a wrong understanding. It did not happen like that. One should read Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, Bhagwan Vyasdev clearly writes that from the beginning she was remembering Krishna. Always. Her name was Krishna. Draupadi was called Krishna because she was Krishnamaya, always chanting Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. One of the names of Draupadi is Krishna. We just chanted. Agre kuruna matha pandavana dushasanena ritavastrakesha. When Dushasan grabbed her hair and sari, Dushasana rita vastrakesha. When he held her sari and her hair, Krishna tadakro shadananyanatha. Krishna at that time, Krishna is Draupadi. Krishna is one who belongs to Krishna. One of the names of Draupadi Devi is Krishna, because she was always Krishna conscious, always chanting Krishna, 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 Krishna. Arjun and Draupadi both are called Krishna. One of the 10 names of Arjun is Krishna. One of the names of Draupadi is Krishna. Why? Because roam, from every pore of their body, Krishna Nam would come. Just like Tukaram Maharaj, from every pore of his body, Vitthal, 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 Vitthal would come. Similarly, Arjun and Draupadi, while awake, while sleeping, 24 hours, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. They were both called Krishna. Their complexion also had become like Krishna. Just like Uddhava had started looking like Krishna. So Draupadi Devi. When Duryodhan told Dushasan, go and bring Draupadi. Draupadi was in the female chamber. When Dushasan went, throughout Draupadi was remembering Krishna. When she entered the Kuru Sabha, she was remembering Krishna. Sripad Bilomangalacharya writes, Durvaravakyam upetya Krishna. No. Durvaravakyam. What is that verse? Durvaravakyam upeta Krishna mrugiva bhita tu kathan kathaschet sabham pravishta manasa juhava Govinda damodar madhaveti. Durvaravakyam upeta Krishna. When Krishna, Draupadi Devi, received the Durvaravakya, the very evil instruction of Dushasan, that you have to appear naked in the Kuru Sabha. Come with me. Very evil words. Durvaravakya. Durvaravakyam upeta Krishna mrugiva bhita tu kathan kathasche. At the thought that the wife, me, I am the wife of the Pandavas. I am the sister of Krishna. Draupadi considered herself to be the sister of Krishna, friend of Krishna. I am the sister, I am the friend, Sakhi of Krishna. And I am going to be disrobed and humiliated in the Kuru Sabha. This is an insult to Krishna. Just like in Caitanya Charitamrita, Meena Caitanya Ramdas, when he was insulted, he took it as an insult to Nityananda Prabhu. And therefore he left. Draupadi considered herself a representative of Krishna. I'm Krishna's sister. I'm Krishna's friend. Everybody knows me as such. I'm Krishna's. Therefore I'm called Krishna. And they want to insult me. That is Krishna's insult. I'm Krishna's property. Krishna's property is going to be abused today in Kurusama. How could she tolerate? She became very fearful that Krishna will be insulted. Durvararova kyamupeta Krishna mrugiva bhita tu kathan kathaschi. Mrugiva bhita. She became fearful like a mrig, like a deer, like a doe, a female deer. How a female deer will get scared when a lion pounces on the female deer. Just like a female deer in the grasp of a ferocious lion would be afraid. Draupadi was afraid when Dushasana attacked her. Mrugiva bhita tu kathan kathaschit sabham pravishta manasa juhava Govinda damodara madhaviti. Sabham pravishta manasa juhava. Even when she was entering the Kurusava, she was chanting. Not that after everything failed in the end. Sabham pravishta manasa juhava. As she was dragged into the Kurusava, in her mind, manasa juhava, she was calling out with her mind. Nobody could hear. Therefore, everybody thought, oh, when everything failed, Draupadi remembered. No, Draupadi is always remembering Krishna. So Draupadi Devi, because she is a confidential maid servant of Srimati Radharani. Another proof our Acharya says, there are 110,000 verses in Mahabharata. Srila Vedavyasadeva Devji has written 110,000 verses in Mahabharata. In all those verses, the only person who addresses Krishna based on his Vraj Leela is Draupadi Devi. There is no other mention of Vrindavan in the entire Mahabharata. Govinda Dwaraka Vasi, Krishna, Gopi, Jana Priya. This is not mentioned anywhere in the entire Mahabharata. Krishna, Gopi, Jana Priya. Direct reference to Vraj. Direct reference to Sri Vrindavan. In the entire Mahabharata, you can look at the 110,000 verses. Nowhere there is mention of Krishna in regards to his Vrindavan Leela. Only Draupadi Devi. Govinda Dwaraka Vasi. She's saying that, although, because Dushasana was saying that, oh, he is Dwarkavasi, he is Dwarkavasi. This is Hastinapur, he cannot come here. So Draupadi begins, Govinda Dwaraka Vasi, Krishna Gopi Jana Priya. My Krishna is Gopi Jana Priya. He's Gopi Jana Priya. He's very dear to Radharani. He's very dear to Lalita, Vishakha, and other Sakhis. Krishna Gopi Jana Priya means he's calling Gopi Jana Vallabh. Gopi Jana Vallabh. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Varadhari. Govinda Dwarakavasi. Even though he's Dwarkavasi, Krishna Gopi Jana Priya. He's Gopi Jana Priya. Kauravair Paribhutan Mam Kim na Janasi Keshava. He Nath He Ramanath Vrajanath Artinashanam. Oh, you are Vrajanath. See, nowhere in Mahabharata you will find Krishna being referred to in regards to his Vrindavan. Only Draupadi Devi. She's calling him Vrajanath. Oh, Nath of Vraj. Oh, Nath of Vraj. Arti Nashanam. Vraja Arti Nashanam. Whatever calamities came on Vraj, Nashanam. You protected the Vrajvasis from all the calamities. Vishajalapyaya. Valgovakyaya. No, what is that? Vishajalapyaya. Varshamaruta. All these calamities that came on Vrindavan, Vishajala, Kaliya's poison, Marut, the Trinavarta rains who came as a whirlwind, Indra's rain, Vaidyut, Indra's thunderbolt, lightning. From all these Rakshasas, from Rakshas like Aghasur and others, Rakshita Muhu, you protected us again and again. Yes, thank you, Ananya Mataji. Vrajanarthi Veera Yoshitam. That also, but then there is the third verse of Gopi Geet. Vishajala Priyaya Vyakshasad Varashamaruta Dvaidyutanala Vishamayatmajad Vishwato Bhaya. What is that after that?
Drishabate Vayam.
Rishabhate Vayam Rakshitamuhu. Third verse of Gopi. The gopis are remembering, from every calamity you saved us. Now there is a calamity of Krishna Viraha, separation from you, Krishna. Will you not protect us? Please protect us. So Srimati Draupadi Devi knows this Vrajaras because she is from Vrindavan. Draupadi Devi forgave Ashwatthama. Everyone wanted to kill him, punish him. Draupadi Devi said, just let him go. Our acharyas explain, Ashwatthama fell at Draupadi's feet. I killed your brother, I killed all your 5 sons. I deserve to die. But you are so merciful, you are letting me go. This life is yours. Please tell me what I should do. I have committed such crimes, such sins. Please tell me what I should do. Eventually, not immediately, but eventually, Ashwatthama, he prayed to Draupadi Devi. This is Acharya Vani, our Acharya say like this. And it was Srimati Draupadi Devi who told Ashwatthama, go to Barsana Dham and pray to Srimati Radharani. You are so sinful, only Srimati Radharani can give you shelter. You see, when Srimati Radharani gives her mood to Krishna, Krishna becomes Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratu Senama. How Krishna becomes Krishna Chaitanya? Because of Radharani. How Krishna, who is most merciful, becomes most merciful. Mahavadanyaya. How? Because of Sri Radha. We cannot have Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is everything for us, my dear friends. We belong to Sri Radha. Draupadi Devi told Ashwatthama, you are so sinful. Only person who can save you is Srimati Radharani. You go to Barsana, that is her Nij Mahal. That is her abode. Go and just chant Radhana. Radha, 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 Radha. It is the verdict of our scriptures that Radhanam is hundreds of times more powerful than Krishna Nam. We have the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In Radha Upanishad, many names of Srimati Radharani are mentioned. In Radha Sahasranam, many names of Radharani are mentioned. One of Srimati Radharani's name is Hara Devi. When we call Hara Devi, when we call Radharani as Hara Devi, it becomes Hare. So in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we always say, today's Ram Navami. Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. We chanted Rama Raksha Stotra. Praying to Sri Ram, praying to Sri Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanumanji to protect our Radha Dasyam, to protect our Vraj Nishtha, to protect our Vraj Bhakti. That, oh Sita Ram, you are Maryada Purushottam. You are so merciful. Sakrideva prapannoyam tavasmiti sayachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami etad vratam mama. You are so merciful that once if someone says tavayavasmi, you give abhayam sarvada to that person. This is your vrat. Dadami etad vratam mama. You are so merciful. Please give us this one benediction. My dear Sita and Ram, we are very, very, very attracted you in your Vraj Swarup, in your form as Radha Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Sita Ram, not different from Radhe Sham. But my dear Sita Ram, we want to love you, we want to worship you, we want to serve you, we want to be with you. We want to sell ourselves to you, my dear Sitaram, in your form eternally as Radhe Shyam. Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam. Please give us this benediction. That is our prayer today on Ram Navami. Radha Krishna Prana Mora Yugala Kishore Jivane Marane Gati Aranahi Mo. So we are chanting Ram Raksha. It concludes with Lord Shiva's statement to Srimati Parvati Devi. Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. Hey Varanane. Oh beautiful faced Shri Parvati Devi. Please listen. Rama Rama Iti. I am always chanting Rama Rama Rama. Rame Rame Manorama. And my heart gets so much pleasure. Lord Shiva is saying, I get so much pleasure chanting Ram now. Please know, Devi, Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanam. Vishnu Sahasranam is equal to one Ram Nam. One Ram Nam is equal to 1000 names of Vishnu. Sahasranam Tattulyam Ramanam. This is from Padma Puran. It is also there in Ramaraksha Sutra, also mentioned in Sri Caitanya Charitamrita. In Caitanya Charitamrita, it is mentioned, a quotation from Brahmanda Puran, that Sahasranamnam Punyanam Triravratyatu Yat Phalam Ekavratyatu Krishnasya Namaekam Tat Prayaschati. Sahasranamnam Punyanam Trir Avratyatu Yat Phalam. Whatever phal, whatever spiritual result we get by chanting Vishnu Sahasranam 3 times. Trir Avrati. Avrati means to repeat. Trir Avrati. By repeating 3 times Vishnu Sahasranam, the phal that we get, Sahasranamnam Punyanam, the Punya phal we get, Sahasranamnam Punyanam, Triravratyatu Yat Phalam, Ekavratyatu Krishnasya Nama Ekam Taprayash. Ek Krishna Nam, one Krishna Nam is equal to 3000 names of Vishnu. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So one Ram Nam is 1000 names of Vishnu. And we have got 4 Ram Nams in Mahamantra. You can do the math. Someone can do the math. 4000 names of Vishnu. And name of Vishnu is more powerful than the names of any other deity. Like Lord Vishnu. Vishnu's name is more powerful than Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Lord Surya, Lord Ganapati. So Vishnu's name is most powerful. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu Aradhana param. And then we have 1000 names of Vishnu, 1 name of Ram. There are 4 Ram Nam in one Hare Krishna. But 3000 names of Vishnu is 1 Krishna Nam. And there are 4 Krishna Nam in the Mahamantra. What about Hare? So Ram Nam is very powerful. Krishna Nam is very, very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. Because 3 Ram Nam is 1 Krishna Nam. Okay, very good. But what about Hare? How powerful is the name? Hare. In the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is the most powerful name? My dear friends, it is Hare, the name of Sri Radha. Our Shastra says that one name of Sri Radha is more powerful than hundreds of names of Krishna. So, in the Vishnu Tattva category, Krishna Nam is the most powerful. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Caitanya Rasa Vigraha. Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatva Nama Nama. Yes, Krishna Nam Mahima is there. But more powerful than hundreds of Krishna Nam. I'm saying more powerful. I'm not saying, Shastra is saying. More powerful than even Caitanya Charitamrita, Ādi Lila chapter 4 it is mentioned. Krishna himself says that how worship of Radharani is hundreds of times more powerful than my worship. Similarly, one Radha Nam is hundreds of times more powerful than Krishna Nam. Krishna himself says in Shastra, he said, I don't know how much power is there in Radha Nam. That is the glory of Radha Nam. Hundreds of names of Krishna are not equal to one Radha Nam, one name of Radha. Why? Because Aradhana Nam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhana Param Tasmat Parataram Devi Tadiyanam Samarchanam. But more powerful than Vishnu Puja is service of the Vaishnavas. And who is the source of all bhakti? Who is the greatest Vaishnavi? It is Shri Radha. It is Srimati Radharani. All bhakti is coming from Radha. She is the supreme devotee of Krishna. And Krishna saying, worship of my devotee is greater than my worship. Name of my devotee is more important than my name. Even yesterday morning in Bhagavatam reading, we were seeing the glories of devotion, how Krishna was glorifying the process of devotion. So, therefore, my dear friends, in our Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare is most important. Radhanam is most important. So, Draupadi Devi told Ashwatthama, go to Barsana and chant Radha. Pray to Radharani. Only Radharani can save, because you have done such horrible Vaishnava. Hanti nindanti vaid vaishti Vaishnava nabhinandati. Kruddate yatino harsham darshane patanani. There are 6 types of Vaishnava. The first is Hanti. Hanti, you have killed. You have killed great Vaishnavas, the sons of the Pandavas, sons of Draupadi Devi. You have killed. You have done such Vaishnava. Ashwatthama was understanding that I am not a sinner, I am aparadhi. I am aparadhi. Sins are like dhulile. They are like dust on the body. With soap and water, it can be washed off. With a bath, sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna sankirtanam. Sins can be washed off. Nama sankirtanam yasa sarva papa pranashanam. Pranamo dukkha shamanastam namami harim param. By Harinam sankirtan, all the sins are destroyed. Nama sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranashanam. Not some papa, sarva papa pranashanam. Pranamo dukkha shamanastam namami harim param. Harinam is so powerful. But aprad, Hari sthane aparadhe tare hari nama toma sthane aparadhe nahi paritrana. If we commit offense against Krishna, Krishna Nam will save us. Because Krishna Nam is more merciful than Krishna. Krishna Nam will save us. Just chant Hare Krishna. But if we commit Vaishnava aparadh, then there is no solution. So therefore, Ashwatthama fully knew his precarious condition, that I am a Vaishnava aparadhi. For Vaishnava aparadhi, you have to beg forgiveness from the Vaishnava that you have offended. But these Vaishnavas are already dead and gone. I killed them. Now what to do? Draupadi Devi told Ashwatthama, go to Barsana and pray to Shri Radha. Ashwatthama came and sat down on the outskirts of Barsana and kept praying to Radharani. Radha, 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 Radha. Shri Radha, Shri Radha, Shri Radha, Shri Radha, Shri Radha. Even today in Barsana, there is a place where Ashwatthama did his tapasya. And Srimati Radharani heard this loud chanting, Radha, Radha, Radha. She asked Lalita, Vishakha, and the other Sakhis, who is this calling out my name? Please take me to him. He's praying to me so earnestly. Lalita and Vishakha said, no, Shri Radhike, don't go to him. He is a great sinner and he is a great aparadhi. You cannot go to someone who is a sinner and who is aparadhi. You know what Srimati Radharani replied? Shri Radha asked Lalita and Vishakha Sakhi, what is sin and what is aparadh? Can you please tell me? I don't know what it is. This is our Bholi Bhali Radharani. She doesn't even know what is sin. She doesn't even know what is aparadh. She said, my dear Sakhis, I don't know what is aparadh. I don't know what is sin. I don't understand all these things. I only know how to give love, how to give prem, how to give karuna. She's called Karuna Gopika, Srimati Radharani. I only want to give mercy. So immediately Lalita and Vishakha, they brought Srimati Radharani in the presence of Ashwatthama. And Shri Radhika blessed Ashwatthama, forgave him. All his offenses, all his sins were gone. Ashwatthama became mad in Krishna Prem. He became mad in Krishna Prem. Immediately Ashwatthama realized, actually I am an Amsha of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, he incarnated as Ashwatthama. It is given in Mahabharata. But in Leela, he was completely covered. So he was performing all these sinful activities. But by the mercy of Shri Radharani, immediately he received his Nashta Moho Smritir Labda. All his illusion was gone, all his sins, offenses were washed away by the mercy of Radharani. Immediately he became situated as Radha Dasi, as a great devotee of Shri Radharani. And he became Unmatta, became mad chanting Radhanam. And Radharani blessed him. He said, I want to do some service. Radharani said, in the next Manvantar, he will become Vyasdev. So in the next Manvantar, the Vyasdev is going to be Ashwatthama. This is there in our Puranic literatures. I think it is there in Padma Purana, this story. This verse is there. So, by the mercy of Radharani, this sinful, offensive person, Ashwatthama, became Radha Krishna Premi Jan, taking shelter of Shri Vraj Dham, taking shelter of Shri Barsana Dham, taking shelter of Shri Radhanam. Therefore, my dear friends, Radhanam, there are 8 Radhanams in Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So let us chant Radha, 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 Krishna, 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 Radha, Krishna, Radha, Krishna, Radha, Krishna, Pranamor, Yugala Kishore, Radha, Krishna, Pranamor, Yugala Kishore, Radha, Krishna, Radha, Krishna, Radha, Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Let us keep chanting with every breath. And let us take shelter of Srimati Radharani under the guidance of all our acharyas, who are all Radha Kinkaris, they are all Manjaris. So this should be our constitutional position, to always take shelter of Radha Ashrit. We have to be Radha Ashrit. So this is, I don't know how we got into Srimati Radharani. We are talking about oil, fragrant oil. I forgot the connection, how we got into Radhanam and Radha Dasyam. But anyway, I was happy remembering the glories of Srimati Radharani. So this is our position, my dear friends. Let us always chant Radhanam, always be in the firm conviction that I belong to Srimati Radharani. These topics cannot be spoken publicly, cannot be spoken in all audiences, but all of you are sincere devotees. And therefore I felt comfortable speaking like this in front of all of you. But this is the heart. This is what is in the heart. So we always have hope, no matter what sins we have committed, no matter what offenses we have committed. If we give up our sinful activities, our offensive activities, if we give up things that we should not do, and we take shelter of our acharyas, we take shelter of Srimati Radharani, we take shelter of Srimati Radharani in the form of Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Shri Caitanya Dev, then we always have hope. Like Ashwatthama. Now in the next Manvantar, he's going to become Vyasdev, and he's going to write about the glories of the Pandavas, of Krishna, Radharani, like that. So he got a nice service. So let us also be engaged in our service, like this Vanik is engaging in the service of applying fragrant oils, the transcendental form of Shri Nimai Vishwambhar, who is Radha and Krishna in one form. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. If there are any questions, you can raise your hands or we can conclude. I actually have a lot of work to do today. So we will have at least 4 hours of work to do. Parima Mataji, you want to ask?
No, Prabhuji, I can ask next time. I just wanted, about that Ashwatthama was cursed by Krishna, Prabhuji. And he was, cursed to roam around with that wound on his head. So this is kind of, very contradictory what that he received.
No, not contradictory. Not contradictory. So that is there. He had that punishment. Srimad Bhāgavatam describes Ashwatthama was punished. Therefore, he approached Srimati Draupadi Devi.
Okay.
I have offended you. I offended your sons. I killed them. I did Vaishnava. Now they are gone. You are the mother. Tell me what I should do. Then Draupadi Devi tells, you take shelter of Srimati Radharani. If Krishna, if the father punishes, then we go to the mother.
Yes. So just a small clarification. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful session and Dandavat pranams to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Sham. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Yeah.
Divyanand Prabhu, yes, next time we can ask.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Very
Hare
great.
Krishna.
Ādi Gadādhara Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.